I'm well. I'm good. You know, it's hard. It's we call it 2.0. You know, it's always difficult when you go through this because you have personal relationships with the Jason and the rest of the guys, but it's also the nature of the business and what we signed up for. So, you know, to ask how I'm doing is to me is secondary. It's about how the players are doing and trying to get them prepared and ready to go for tomorrow night. So they seem well. You know, I mean, I think that there's a shock and there's a period of sadness and hopefully some self-reflection and. But they also, you know, they've been through it before, if not at this club, at different clubs that they've been at, and they know that, you know, that they have to, you know, sort of get up and get on with it and get to work. So, you know, I couldn't have asked for more the last few days of training. They've been great, and it's just a matter of, you know, taking what's happened here and taking it on the road and getting a result. You know, I got word after it happened. Jason and I spoke, and that'll stay between us. The club approached me and asked if I'd be willing to do it, and you know that was it. Then it was just a matter of just trying to organize everything for the weekend and getting ready for training. So, you know, it was all sort of it was all very much a surprise, but it is what it is, and you know we just move on and we go from there. I mean, I think what we have to do and what I've tried to do is it's a double-edged sword, right? Because we can talk about, oh, we're a good team, right? But if we were a good team, these things wouldn't be happening. If we were a good team right now, these things wouldn't be happening. So what we have to do is become really aware, conscious of the choices we make, the decisions we make inside of a game, have a real appreciation for moments, because moments change games, and make sure that you know, it's no different than, you know, we used to talk about don't be an Apple IIe like in a Pentium 5 world, right? Because players are the same as anything else, right? They input information, they output a response, right? That's what happens during the course of a game. I take in the information of what I see, I now have to output the right response. Let's make sure that with the information we're taking in, we start outputting the right responses, whether that's just clearing our lines and putting the ball in the stands because that's the next right thing to do, or making sure we win the tackle, or that little bit extra bit of concentration in front of goal. So, you know, I think that it's really been about making them aware of the situations that we found ourselves in where we've made bad decisions, bad choices that have put us in trouble, and making sure we minimize those. Because the game's hard enough as it is. Like, you don't need to gift things to other people. And I think, you know, we're getting there with that. I mean, you know, I know you guys want those questions and you want those big answers when it comes to that stuff. For me, the way I have to live my life and do my job, I can't get caught up in that stuff. Like, my focus is on, like, today, what I can do to be of service to those players and get them ready. So when it comes to all the other stuff, I don't concern myself with at all. Maybe because I think, you know, whether you're an adult or you're a child or whatever, sometimes you need new things to get the neurons firing again and to re-engage. And you know, I think the same old sometimes becomes routine. So we'll see what happens with that, but I don't know. You know, if you've been around the game long enough, you know, you hear people say, "Oh, unlucky." Well, you make your own luck in this world, I believe. You know, and I think we sort of gloss over with unlucky, and I think. For us, what we need to do, the difference has been those fine margins, right? You know, you go back to, you go back to the Chicago game where we missed all those chances. We score one of those to go up, you know, and get the second goal. We probably get 4 or 5. You know, we didn't. And then, you know, whether you like it or not, when things start going bad, you start looking for the bad instead of going and making something good happen. And I think that's the whole change now, is just let's go be the guy who goes out and it's not very good for the audio, is it? Be the guy who goes out and makes something good happen. And that's what we're trying to get to here. You know, go make a difference. No, and that's got nothing to do with me. You know, and my job is to do this job for as long as I have it, and then we'll go from there. You know, and to get caught up in that other stuff, just takes away from what I have to do today. And so it's better for me just to keep going. I don't really even think about it that way. I just think about it in terms of like, let's go win tomorrow. And if we win tomorrow, then we'll try and go and win on Saturday. And because it's not about me, it's about the players, and it's about the organization, and it's about, getting this ship righted. And so I don't worry about that stuff. Quite a bit. It's been a little bit smoother, but to treat it the same way, it's a completely different set of circumstances, a different set of players, and so while there were lessons learned, there's also a different set of solutions that have to be found than with the last group that we went through this with. I think what we have to do is we have to stop leaking goals first and foremost, because that gives you a platform to then go and do other things. If you're always playing catch up and you're always chasing the game a little bit, then you always open yourself up and you get exposed. So really just focusing on staying in the game, and and you guys have heard this before, and just not giving up that first goal, staying in it, and then we have enough. I think we have enough firepower that we'll get a goal. It's just a matter of making sure we're in the game when we get that. I think the players feel a sense of responsibility for what happened. This isn't all down. What's transpired is not down to one person or two people or three people. And what I told them on Friday is that there's something missing in this group right now, but the solution to that was sitting in the room that we were all in together, and to really just take a moment of self-reflection. And that goes for everybody. That goes from me down to the nutritionist, to the players, to the kit man. Have we done everything we can to give ourselves a chance to be successful? And it's terrible that things like this have to happen for those moments to occur, but it's one of the things that you have to do, and you have to really take stock of who you are, what you've done, and is it enough? And if not, then that needs to be fixed. No, and no, it would never be just me running the show, because that wouldn't work very well. No, we've shuffled some people internally to help out, and I can't give the rest of the staff enough credit for how they've sort of, even though it's my name on it now, what a collective effort it's been, and what a collaborative effort it's been, and how great they've all been, and how supportive. And there's enough experience still left that we can make this work and be successful. So they've all been tremendous. They make my life much easier. Paul's come in, and he'll be here just as another. Paul's got a ton of experience, and just someone right now who is not he's familiar with the group from afar but not up close, but someone who I can go to and say, what did you see? And just some more experience. So I'm always open to feedback and hearing from other people, so that's what he's doing. Yeah. I don't know. I think there were as many reactions as there are players, and so that's, varying degrees. But I think they were all. I think an underlying sentiment was disappointment, and not disappointment. Just overriding disappointment in the performances, disappointment probably in themselves a little bit, disappointment that it took that to get us to here, because I think that's, if you cut away all the other stuff, whether it's surprise or shock or, when you get right down to it, we've lost 6 in a row, and changes were made, and there's no hiding from that. As I told them the other day, the only way I know to get out of this is to stand up, stare it down, and get to work and get after it. So there's no hiding, there's no patting ourselves on the back, or there's no ostrich in the sand. You got to stand up and face the situation we're in, because if you're not honest about it, then you'll just continue to slip and slide.